I passed the FTMO free trial with the grid trend multiplier, won 4th prize in a trading competition, and won $350 all in one go, and at no risk. Want to see how I did it? Let's go. Expert Forex hosted a race to pass the proprietary trading competition, and there was $2,750 in prize money. I won 4th prize and I got $350, and that's me right there. The leaderboard isn't reflective of who won first because this one is sorted by growth. So the rules of this race is that you need to pass a proprietary trading competition and you need to use an expert Forex trading robot. I chose to use the grid trend multiplier. At the time, this was, I felt, the best robot that they had. I love it because I'm not a chart person. I cannot look at a chart and tell support, resistance, turning points, any of that. More logical and mathematics oriented. And the grid trend multiplier changes trading into a mathematical equation. This video on the grid trend multiplier website explains it much better than I can. So I'm going to plagiarize it a little bit. The chart is divided into levels and you can specify how big each level you want to be. At each level, you place a buy and sell trade. This diagram shows both buys and sells occurring at each level. The way I used the grid trend multiplier to pass the FTMO challenge was single direction. So at each level, I didn't place a buy and sell trade. I only place one. For example, if I'm going buys, I'll just go buy, close off that buy, enter another buy, or vice versa for a sell position. There are two ways you can use the grid trend multiplier. You can have it on continuous mode where it continues to buy and sell at every single level. The main downside of that approach is that you can have quite a high drawdown. To meet proprietary trading requirements, we need to cap our drawdown. So luckily in the grid trend multiplier, there's a take profit and stop loss function. I've got the grid trend multiplier open here. At the top, I'll use planning mode only. There's this target profit and target loss. So let's say we're only aiming for $100. Let's take a look at this chart as an example. You can see there is an uptrend here, and what we want to do is measure the pullback on this uptrend. So in an uptrend, we're looking to buy. We want to find out the size of the pullback. This pullback looks reasonably big, 63 pips. This one is 52 pips. So let's assume that this is the biggest pullback that we're going to have. We're going to move these little arrows. This is the bottom of the pullback and this is the top of the pullback. And I'm going to move it a bit more so you can see a little bit better. Okay. I personally like to have about 4 to 5 trades in a pullback scenario. Coincidentally, in this scenario, there is about 4 trades. Let's say we wanted to change that to 5 trades instead. So we will go down and toggle the gap size, let's say 18 and 18. That hasn't quite done it. Let's go 14. Okay, now we've got 5 buy trades open if they pulled back about this size. Next step is adjusting the maximum holding loss that we're comfortable with. So here I've said I'm okay with $100 loss. So I'm going to tweak the lot sizing until I get this number here to be about 100. $53.07. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So we're aiming to make a profit of $100 and a loss of $100. If the price pulls back from the top here to the lowest point, we're going to have 5 open trades with a holding loss of $93. And that's how I plan my trade. Next up, you would enable grid trading mode and make sure that you're comfortable with the spread. Oh, and of course, because we're looking to buy, we're going to disable sells. And that's all. To pass the FTMO challenge, I placed a total of 21 trades and 4 trades were losers. This is a really high and unusual success rate. It's not because of my skills as a chart reader. I'm actually one of the worst chart readers you will ever meet. But because the grid trend multiplier is such a fantastic rule, it is so forgiving in terms of entry. You can get really high success rates, even if you're a terrible chart reader like me. First of all, we got to make sure we understand the rules. The most important one is the maximum daily loss of $500. And we have an overall maximum loss of $1,000. I decided I would have 5 open trades with $100 stop loss and $50 take profit. We're going to walk through all my trades from the first trade here down to the $89 trade, row 15. First trade was a loser, clear downtrend. I was trying to be smart and pick the turns in the market. So loss of $100. Later on, I also do another loss of $69. Next trade hit profit target of $50. My gap size calculated from here to here with a stop loss of $100. Aussie US, another $50 take profit hit. Clear uptrend, and because there wasn't much of a pullback, I was able to get the take profit pretty quickly. My calculations for the stop loss was 4 trades from about here to here. Euro Japanese yen, 2 successful trades. This one I must have been pretty arrogant because I'm selling in an uptrend, but that did hit take profit of $50. See, I was obviously wrong, but grid trend multiplier works even in sideways markets. And here I only made a profit about $15. This was because I had passed the FTMO challenge by that time and closed all my trades. Euro USD starting into uptrend. I thought it was going to go ahead. Not much in terms of a pullback, but I did calculate it around this size from here to here for my stop loss. You can see with the grid trend multiplier, it doesn't need to move that far for you to take profit. I entered here and only moved up by 1 level, but because it bounced around over here, I was able to cash in multiple times, and there, for such a small move, I still managed to make $50. Pound New Zealand, I actually have no idea what's going on here. There's many more trades than what I would have planned. Usually I try and aim for 4 to hit stop loss, but here looks like I've counted for about 10 with lots of small moves to take advantage of this sideways movement. Look, I probably calculated based on about half this move here. Anyways, another example of how grid trend multiplier is so versatile. I won't go through all my trades, but I did want to show you this loss that made me realize how FTMO calculate their drawdowns. Let's say you start off at 0 and you've got a stop loss of 100 and take profit of 50. If the price goes against you, we take a loss of $100. That's acceptable. But what if the price goes in your favor by $40? So it goes up here and makes $40. And then the price decides to shoot down to here. The way the grid trend multiplier works is you can take $50 profit or $100 stop loss. So in fact, our floating loss can be 100 plus 50, which is 150. That's the way FTMO calculates losses, which means my calculations were wrong. I cannot have 5 open trades of $100 each for stop loss. I almost got a margin call and hit the daily maximum loss of $500. So what I decided to do was close all my trades and reassess my numbers. Before I do that though, I do want to point out the power of the grid trend multiplier. Let's say you do enter in here and you calculated, okay, if the price goes against me by 100 pips, I'm going to lose $100. That's acceptable. But once you've banked up some profitable trades, let's say up to $40 here, now we can handle, let's say, $140 floating loss. What does that look like from a chart perspective? Let me draw that out for you. Not the greatest chart. Obviously looks like an upward trend. You notice these dips are about 100 pips. Here, here, here. And you decide to enter at about there. You place your GTM buy trades and you start taking some profits there. You've taken about 4 profits. Previously, you have calculated a whole floating loss of this big only that you can handle, but now this is much bigger than what you anticipated. Your balance would have increased in here. Now you have $140 to play with, and when the price goes up a little bit, it will hit your $50 take profit. That is such a powerful function that's built into the grid trend multiplier. I'll show you a bad trade as an example. This is one of my trades. You can see here there was an upward trend and I decided to buy. However, the price started going down. If I had stayed in longer, that would have hit my take profit. But you can see here, because of the power of the grid trend multiplier, you can get it wrong and still be profitable. Back to FTMO. At about here, I realized that FTMO calculates floating profits slightly different to the way the GTM calculates floating profit. We need to include our take profit and stop loss in the overall 500 daily loss. Let's recalculate our maths. We have $500 daily loss. I think I'm going to have 3 open trades at any one time. Instead of a 1 take profit and a 2 stop loss, I might balance it out a bit more and I'll have a 1 take profit to 1 stop loss ratio. And we need to include both in our calculations. So I'll divide this by 2, $83. So we can have $83 take profit, $83 stop loss. That's a bit high for my liking, so I'm going to reduce it down to 67. So the new rules are I can have 3 open trades, $67 take profit, $67 stop loss. That should keep me in line with the $500 maximum daily loss. I implemented that at around here. You can see the growth isn't as aggressive as the previous 5 open trades, but it still managed to hit the overall take profit. This is another perfect example of the power of the GTM, even though the price didn't exactly go up as high as I wanted. So I entered in after seeing an uptrend, entered here, I calculated an average $67 holding loss with a size about from here to here. You can see it starts to bank up all the profitable trades and then a huge move to the downtrend, which was much bigger than what I anticipated for my holding loss. But that was okay. It went back up and hit its profit target of $67. So my risk to reward was 1-to-1 on this trade. Comparing the exit to the entry, it's not that much higher, but thanks to the grid trend multiplier, we're still in profit. New Zealand CAD, I entered here, calculated a holding loss at probably about this big. So it went up and take profit of $67. Last trade, the New Zealand Swiss franc. It's hard to see here, but there were about 2 groups of trades. The first one here took profit of $50 here. Second trade here took profit of $50 here. And by then I had completed the FTMO free challenge. Here's some more statistics for you data nerds out there. And that's how I passed the FTMO free challenge using the grid trend multiplier. Such a fantastic tool. It's got built-in risk management inside, got the take profit, stop loss, and even when you get the direction slightly wrong, you can still come out with a profit. You should never follow the advice of random people on the internet. Always make sure you do your own testing. That was last year. This year I won first prize and won $1,500. Check out this video where I reveal all.